A very good morning to all the audience. I think it has been quite a long morning, and I just want a quick show of hand. Like after the whole morning, do you guys understand better blockchains? If you think you have understand blockchains quite well, please don't raise up your hand. Okay, so everyone I think understand the blockchains quite well right now. I think the conference has do a great job. But how about the concept of like blockchain and cryptocurrency? Do you guys can understand what is the main differences between blockchain and cryptocurrency? Or like, let's say decentralization concept. Are you guys like understand about decentralization concept? Can I have a show of hand? Like very familiar with this term? What is decentralization? Okay, all these are jargon. So maybe let me break down, like to let you understand like why blockchain is like considered important matter to you and what is really blockchain. So for example, today if you guys want to transact, we will use cash, right? It's easier for regulating purposes. But what if today we don't use cash? We will be just speaking. Like every one of you guys now own $1 million. But you guys don't have the dollar bills. You guys only have the statistic. So if you want to transfer, let's say 500,000 to the person sit beside you, how can you do that? How can you record that transaction data? So most likely you will find some person. Let's say you find me. My name is Xi. And because I'm standing here and I look like trustable, so you guys can trust me. So every time you want to transact with a person beside you, maybe you can approach me and let me do the accounting. But the problem with this is that how can you be very sure that I'm really trustable, right? I maybe can, when I'm doing this, I maybe can pocket some money. For example, I can play punk and I can do some cheating. So now, is there a better way to eliminate this? So next example is, how about I make it transparent to you guys? When you guys transact, I will jot down. Let's say the Lang Jai here, the handsome guy here, going to transfer 500,000 to the pretty girl over there. Let's say Mary. And I will just say Jason over here, let's say the handsome guy is named Jason. Transfer 500,000 to Mary. And you can see in the screen over here. Will it be better? Sounds better, right? It's much more transparent, right? But the problem with this is that if I'm doing that, there's no privacy, right? Because when I stated this kind of transactions, everyone can see, wow, now this pretty lady over there have $10 million. Is no more privacy. So we change one step. How about I give this handsome guy an ID called ID1, and the pretty girl over there ID2. So only the gentleman over here know that he has this he's the ID1, and the pretty lady over there is ID2, and the rest of you guys actually only can see the number 1 and 2. So this is actually the piece of an iceberg of the blockchain. And when I'm doing that, the thing is that even I have all the data in the screen, I still can change the data, right? When you guys are, not paying attention, maybe I divert your attention and I do something and I change the data. So how can we really solve this? So the next thing is, how about when I'm doing every updating, every one of you sitting down here will keep the same ledger. So today, if I try to change the previous transactions, every one of you guys can be the witness. You guys can actually tell me that, hey, why you changing the record here? It's not the same as the one that we own. So now you guys, in the blockchain concept, this is called a node. And you guys can actually, validate and justify my transactions. So this is the whole blockchain ecosystem. And in order to do that, you ask why I should help you, why I should be in the ecosystem. This is where actually the incentive token, so-called like the Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency, is given. Because we try to give you appreciations, like tell you, hey, if you join this community and if you participate this and help us to actually verify the transactions, you get a token. You get the incentive mechanism. It might not mean anything for now, but maybe in futures, I maybe will buy this token back at a certain value, for example. But of course, there are a lot of scenarios. Some scenario is that, hey, this token look interesting. And, I will want to buy this token at a higher value in futures. So let me just share a bit of the evaluations of the money. So like for the past, for the past generations, when they are doing tradings, they are using livestock. If today I want, some pork meat, I will change with maybe a paddy rice. And when the time evolved, people start to trade gold. Let us talk about like 1,000 years ago. People start to feel that using a living stock is too troublesome. How about we find something else as a medium? So gold is another medium to do it. After that, they feel that gold is too bulky, it's too heavy to bring around. So they change to coin. And after that, the bills is being introduced. But the bills, even bills is very light. Sometimes if you want to carry a lot of cash, it's also very troublesome. And time evolved, technology evolved. There's credit card. Then there's electronic money. Like the previous speaker shared, if you went to like China's and other places, it's everything about apps and online payment. Then here, cryptocurrency is here to actually change another way of payment. So why cryptocurrency? The meaning of crypto is to highlight it is much secure. For example, today, if I'm actually on my hotspot and I want to tell a friend of my password, if I just shout my hotspot password, everyone can know. So I need to find a way actually to write down in a paper and pass to my contact. And throughout this kind of activities, it actually secure my password, my credentials. And in crypto, it's a cryptography that actually try to encrypt and decrypt all your credentials of your transactions and your password. So for cryptocurrencies, the use in the blockchain is act as an incentive mechanism. So if let's say, like just now the Max coin, right? He give you guys a token so that it incentivizes you guys actually to participate in their network. So next thing is decentralizations. Why is it so important? Because like just now, like the example I give, if I'm standing in front and you guys trust me, I'm actually the single point of entity. But if let's say every one of you guys are in the community, you guys don't need to rely only on me as a single person. And what does that mean by cryptocurrency iceberg? Like in first world country like Malaysia, Singapore, when we talk about blockchains, it's like we can't really see much impact. It's just to be more faster, more efficiency, more transparent. But let's talk about another 70%. We talk about Syria. Like in Syria country, there's a war. And they have a problem to actually record a lot of identity informations. They don't have data center. And they can actually leverage, not a lot of technologies, they leverage on blockchains to help them to create a national identity. And think about country. Some countries like Indonesia, Philippines, actually there are 70% of populations that doesn't have any bank account. And blockchain can actually help them better to actually store, keep their asset, and also as a transactions ledgers. So all these countries actually can benefit more. So we talk about, like let's say the top 30%, like first country, is just value adding. But for the bottom 70% of those countries, it's actually value creating. And the beauty of these blockchains, when we fully utilize on a cryptocurrency perspective, it is a financial inclusion. There is no barrier entry to anyone. Anyone is actually able to access to this technology. And I believe you guys heard about some remittance, like when you want to transfer money back to, let's say, Philippines or India or any other countries. I'm very shocked recently to know that the remittance fee can go as high as 20%. But if blockchain is being much wider utilized, the transaction fee can as low as 0.1% or even much lower. So I think it will really change the landscape of the finance. So for the cryptocurrency iceberg, when we talk about just now I want to summarize, it actually creates value for those with none and add values to the lives of the billions. And Tokenize Exchange is here as a gatekeeper, actually is to help the community to better understand. To be honest, when I get in touch with blockchains for the first time, it's very sophisticated and very hard to understand it. But throughout, actually, to acquire my first cryptocurrency, which is Ethereum, I have a better understanding on how the blockchain works as a whole. And that is actually how I actually get deeper and deeper into this technology and have a better understanding. And for now, our platform, the goal is actually to help other, let's say, ICO projects, other projects that want to utilize on blockchains, to able to list in our exchange so that, it can create a gateway to exchange audience and to let the more audience to embrace your tokens and your project. So we want to give everyone a frictionless access to the new paradigm, to the blockchain and cryptocurrency. And for this, thank you for listening my speech.